When you think of belly buttons, you might imagine human navels or perhaps those of other mammals. But the history of these fascinating body features stretches back much further than you might expect, all the way to the age of dinosaurs. This article explores the surprising world of belly buttons, from their ancient origins to their presence in various modern animals. The human belly button, a familiar starting point. For humans, the belly button is a familiar sight, a small, often innocuous mark on our abdomens. It serves as a reminder of our time in the womb, where we were once connected to our mothers via the umbilical cord. This cord, attached to the placenta, was our lifeline, providing nutrients and removing waste before we could perform these functions independently. After birth, the umbilical cord is cut and tied off, leaving behind a small piece that eventually dries up and falls off. What remains is the belly button, our first scar, and a permanent reminder of our prenatal development. Beyond humans, belly buttons in other mammals. While human belly buttons might be the most familiar to us, they're far from unique in the animal kingdom. Most mammals, being placental animals, develop belly buttons in a similar fashion to humans. For dog owners, you can find your furry friend's belly button just below the rib cage, in the middle of the belly. It might appear as a tiny scar, a ridge in the skin, or even a whorl of fur. Cats have a similar placement for their belly buttons, which might feel like raised ridges if you're brave enough to attempt a belly rub. Proceed with caution. Even smaller pets like rabbits, guinea pigs, and hamsters have belly buttons, though they might be more challenging to locate due to their size and fur coverage. Belly buttons beyond placental mammals. Interestingly, umbilical scars aren't limited to mammals with placentas. Some viviparous, live-bearing sharks, such as hammerheads and lemon sharks, also develop structures similar to belly buttons. In these species, shark pups start their development attached to a yolk sac. However, when this finite nutritional resource runs out before the pups are ready to be born, they attach themselves to their mother's uterine wall using a quasi-umbilical cord. This connection leaves behind a belly button-like scar that fades over time, but is visible in young sharks. Surprising belly buttons, birds and reptiles. You might be surprised to learn that birds and reptiles, despite being egg layers, also have structures analogous to belly buttons. Like mammals, birds and reptiles are amniotes, meaning their embryos develop within an amnion or sac of fluid. Inside this amnion, the developing embryo is connected to a yolk sac through an opening in their abdominal wall. Just before hatching, the embryo absorbs any remaining yolk through this opening, which then closes up and leaves a scar behind. Scientists refer to this scar as an umbilicus rather than a belly button. In many species, the umbilicus disappears within days or weeks after hatching. However, in some animals like rock pigeons and alligators, it persists into adulthood. While the umbilicus might be hidden by feathers or scales, the arrangement of scales in some reptiles can provide clues about its location. This fact has proven crucial in the study of ancient reptiles, including dinosaurs. The oldest belly button, a dinosaur discovery. In 2022, a groundbreaking paper published in BMC Biology reported evidence of a 130-million-year-old umbilicus preserved in the fossil of a dinosaur named Psittacosaurus. This discovery pushed back the known history of belly buttons by millions of years. The fossil specimen, designated SMF R4970, was exceptionally well preserved, allowing scientists to study its soft tissues in remarkable detail. The preservation was so complete that researchers could even determine the dinosaur's skin color pattern. However, finding a fossilized belly button is no easy task. It requires not only exceptional preservation, but also the right posture of the specimen to provide a clear view of the abdominal area. Innovative techniques in paleontology. To study this unique fossil without risking damage, researchers employed an innovative imaging technique called laser-stimulated fluorescence. This method involves exciting atoms on the fossil's surface using a laser beam, causing them to emit light, fluorescence. The team captured this fluorescence using a DSLR camera fitted with special filters. After processing the images, they revealed a raised ridge precisely where the umbilicus would be expected. To confirm their findings, the researchers compared the dinosaur's putative belly button to umbilical scars in modern birds and reptiles using similar imaging techniques. The similarities were striking, providing strong evidence that they had indeed discovered a dinosaur's belly button. Implications of the dinosaur belly button. The discovery of an umbilicus in a nearly adult Psittacosaurus specimen suggests that this species, like humans, may have retained their belly buttons throughout their lives. While this doesn't necessarily mean that all dinosaur species kept their umbilical scars into adulthood, it opens up intriguing possibilities for understanding dinosaur development and physiology. This finding also highlights the shared evolutionary history between dinosaurs and modern birds and reptiles. It provides another piece of evidence linking these ancient creatures to their present-day descendants. Belly buttons in the animal kingdom. A closer look. Now that we've explored the surprising history of belly buttons, let's take a closer look at how they manifest in different animal groups. Placental mammals. Humans, primates, dogs, cats, horses, elephants, etc. Clearly visible navel, often persisting throughout life. Marsupials. Kangaroos, koalas, possums, etc. have a different type of placenta and a very short gestation period. May have a less pronounced umbilical scar. Monotremes. Platypus and echidnas. Egg-laying mammals with a temporary umbilical cord-like structure. Umbilical scar may be less noticeable. Viviparous sharks. Some species like hammerheads and lemon sharks. Visible umbilical scar in young individuals fading over time. Birds. All bird species. Umbilicus usually disappears shortly after hatching. Some species like rock pigeons retain it into adulthood. Reptiles. Lizards, snakes, turtles, crocodiles, etc. Umbilicus may be visible in young individuals. Scale patterns can sometimes indicate its location. Dinosaurs. Evidence found in Psittacosaurus fossil suggests some dinosaur species may have retained umbilical scars into adulthood. The function and evolution of belly buttons. While belly buttons in humans and other mammals are essentially scars with no ongoing biological function, the structures that preceded them, umbilical cords and placentas, played crucial roles in the evolution of complex life forms. The development of the placenta allowed for longer gestation periods, which in turn enabled the evolution of larger, more complex brains. This was particularly important in the evolution of primates and, ultimately, humans. In egg-laying animals, the umbilical structure connects the embryo to the yolk sac, which serves a similar nutritive function to the placenta. The evolution of the amniotic egg, with its protective membranes and nutrient-rich yolk, was a key adaptation that allowed vertebrates to fully colonize land. Belly buttons in culture and medicine. Human fascination with belly buttons extends beyond biology into culture and medicine. Cultural significance. In some cultures, the belly button is considered the center of the body and spirit. Navel gazing, or omphaloscepsis, has been a meditative practice in some traditions. Body modification. Navel piercings have been popular in many cultures throughout history. Medical importance. The appearance of the belly button can sometimes indicate underlying health issues. Umbilical hernias are a common condition in infants, often resolving on their own. Stem cell research. Blood from the umbilical cord is rich in stem cells and is sometimes preserved for potential future medical use. Conclusion. The unifying nature of belly buttons. From the ancient Psittacosaurus to modern humans, belly buttons serve as a reminder of the shared evolutionary history of many vertebrates. They tell a story of how animals have developed strategies to nourish their young, whether inside the body or within an egg. The discovery of a dinosaur belly button not only pushes back the known history of these structures, but also helps us understand the continuity of life on Earth. It's a testament to the power of modern scientific techniques in uncovering the secrets of the past. Next time you consider your own belly button or spot one on your pet, remember that you're observing a feature with a history stretching back over 130 million years. It's a small mark that tells a big story, one of evolution, adaptation, and the interconnectedness of life on our planet. Whether you're a paleontologist studying ancient fossils or simply a curious observer of the natural world, belly buttons offer a fascinating glimpse into the development of complex life forms. They serve as a humble yet profound reminder of our place in the grand tapestry of evolution.